Hi, Tom Lydon here in Hollywood, Florida at the Inside ETF conference. I'm here with Carlos Asilis, who's CIO and co-founder of Glovista Investments. Great seeing you, Carlos.
Thank you, Tom.
There's a lot of discussion about emerging markets. Obviously, there's some opportunity there, while this market here in the US might be a little high valued, long in the tooth. Tell us your approach to emerging markets.
Yes, thanks, Tom. Indeed, emerging markets have been really hot over the last year and a half or so. Our approach is really top-down. Our approach is quite differentiated from the traditional approach, which tends to be very bottom-up driven. Most academic and industry studies have shown that upwards of 50% of the alpha that you can generate in emerging market equities derives from macro factors, and so that's the differentiated factor and the main focus of our approach.
So, have you put that discipline within an ETF offering?
Yes, we did. Last year, at the end of last year, we essentially put that discipline, that macro approach to emerging market equities within the context of an ETF. The ticker is EMEM.
EMEM,
so very symmetric and easy to remember. And what the ETF does is that it encapsulates the process that we've been using for the last 20 years.
So give us a few of the highlights of that process.
Yes, the process essentially sits on three pillars. Half of the asset allocation in putting together that emerging markets equity portfolio centers on macro factors. About 20% on technical factors. It's very important to really watch the shop when it comes to risk management. And then 30% deals with bottom-up dynamics, particularly industry fundamentals. So it's industry fundamentals / company, but primarily industry. That's 30%. 50% is macro factors, currencies, interest rates, growth, and the like, and commodity market dynamics, and then 20% risk management. So it really reconciles all of the major drivers for alpha generation in EM.
Now, is this an active strategy, or do you have it within an index?
We have it within an index that essentially is watched or followed by Solactive. But that index essentially reflects the systematic process that we developed at Glovista over the last several years.
So you put all the stocks that you monitor through the process based on this discipline.
Absolutely.
How often do you rebalance?
The rebalancing takes place once a month on the basis of new information that becomes available, not only in terms of macro information, but also price information as well as industry and company level data. It is sensitive. It's not passive. This is a beautiful distinction from the traditional passive approaches to EM that just purely look at market cap.
When did this launch?
It launched in November, early November of last year.
Great. So it sounds like you're excited about
very
it.
Much.
A kind of dynamic way to tackle the emerging market area. Look forward to hearing more about it, and thanks for stopping by today, Carlos.
Thank you, Tom.